All right, fellow patriots, welcome back to another Friday in Mental Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Michael Buell, and I'll be your sensei. Hiya! All right, guys, check it out. Yes, I will be fighting bare knuckle boxing September 13th for Shannon the Cannon's Chingaso's bare knuckle boxing event. How is it possible? The Miracle product. I already told you about it. So contact Adam Stewart if you want in on it. And anybody wants to donate to help me get there. It's a low budget event. It's a first event for Shannon, so you do not have a lot of money to get the fighters out there. So throw me some bones. I'll get out there. Download fight.tv and you can watch it, stream it live. All right, guys. This is the final installment of the four American tribes. The first week was the original Red Man. Then we did the Chicano Brown Man. Then we did the Mighty Whitey colonizer Blue Eyed Devil. And now it is no fault of their own Black Man. So this is what happened to them. It wasn't their idea to come to America, now was it? They were conquered by their neighbors. Listen, slavery's been part of the game for a long time, guys. It isn't just Whitey that did this. Everybody's been in this since the beginning of time. People have had slaves. But this is what they went through. Their neighbors conquered them. Then they were chained together on boats onto the floor of the ship. And then their next stop was at a slave market. So this was a bad little try. Good for them. This is what they survived. They survived the brutal crossing of what they call the transatlantic middle passage. It would take like 2 or 3 months. Like 2 million of them would die on the way here. Of the Africans that were taken to the Western Hemisphere, it was 12 million slaves. But listen, only 400,000 came to the United States, to the colonies and what became the United States. Only 400,000. But Whitey gets all the blame for it. The rest went to Brazil and the Caribbean, but Americans seem to get all the heat. So remember that 11.5 million went to the Caribbean and to Brazil. They also had to survive the indignation of slavery, 246 years right here in the colonies in America, from 1619 till when Abraham Lincoln emancipated them in 1865. Segregation, they had to go through that. Check this out. When the United States declared war on England, Black men served in the United States military, but segregated. So from 1775, Black men have been fighting for the United States all the way till 1954 when the last segregated unit was dissolved. That's 179 years of that. The Jim Crow segregation, this was mandated segregation. This was the law. You had to segregate in the South. And that lasted from emancipation, 1865, till the Civil Rights Movement in 1965. That's 100 years they had to deal with that stuff. The next step was being sharecroppers. They had to rent land from white farmers and then pay that rent with the crop yields. So they had to toil in this soil. Regulated janitors, porters, maids, cooks, they got all the low-end jobs. So this is what they've gone through. But now they are the most hyped people in the United States. They are the most popular people. They're loved for their sports and their entertainment. They're overrepresented in TV, Hollywood, and historical people. I love that series, Vikings, until Kattegat was run by a black woman. Like, stop it. You watch some movies from England and King Arthur is black. Like, what are you doing? What is the purpose of that? Bizarre, right? Tractor Supply. You go down here in Searcy, Arkansas, 80-some% white city. You go to the Tractor Supply, it's 100% white farmers, but 60% of the faces on the advertising are black. They've won, right? They have won. They've been catered to in hiring practices. You get hired. Government jobs, they got all the government jobs. School administration, school admissions, to be admitted in schools, they get extra points. So, you guys have won. The Black man has won. The multimillionaires playing NFL football, it says end racism on the back of their hat. While 70,000 white fans are cheering for them and making them extra rich. So I think they've won, right? So my point is with this series, why would you join the unholy alliance of third world communist Islamic left-wing lunatics? There's no point in it. So what do they offer you? Well, the communists, what are they going to offer you? They're already colonizing Africa, putting them into debt slavery, saying, hey, listen, we'll build you roads, houses, hotels, hospitals, electricity, water. but then you're going to have to owe us. So they're going into debt slavery for the with the Chinese communists. The Islamic people, oh, you think they're your friends? So remember, 246 years of slavery in America, 1,300 years slavery in Arabia, in the Middle East. 12 million sent from Africa to the Western Hemisphere, 18 million sent to Arabia. Think about that. Now, also think about this. If there were 12 million slaves in America and you see black people everywhere, but there were 18 million slaves in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, wherever they send them to, why don't you see gigantic cities of blacks? Because they worked them to death and they castrated them. So you're back in their play. You want to join these people? How do you think they're going to treat you today? All right, the left-wing lunatics. How many videos have you guys seen where a guy goes to a college campus and says, "Hey, can black people get a voter ID?" And they say, "Well, no, because they don't know how to work a computer." Oh, the left-wing lunatics think you're stupid. But can't they go to the DMV? No, they don't know how to find the DMV because they can't look it up. This is what they say. So these are the people that you're going to join with? These people that think you're retards? They also promote all your gangster rap. Who do you think is in charge of gangster rap in the music industry? Who's in charge of the music industry? The same people that are in charge of every industry, right? You know them, the dual citizens. They promote this gangster rap, but why do they promote it? To keep you dumb, to keep you drugged, to keep you violent, to keep you down. So why do you want to join these fools? These cities run by these left-wing lunatics. Detroit, 75% of the kids can't read at their level. Atlanta, 78% of the kids can't read at their level. So, okay, what's the answer, Michael? Well, you know me. I always have solutions. I always have solutions. So here we go. This is the continent of the United States. This is from sea to shining sea. You have to pick, we'll pick where you can live, what area. So, like the original red man has access claim to all of this land, right? They historically lived from sea to shining sea, north to south, right? The Chicano brown man historically have lived in this area that they like to call Azatlan, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, Utah, Nevada. And then, of course, the black man has access to where they were enslaved, the colonies in the South. So this is historical land where they toiled in the soil for this stuff. So what we do is we build. You have to have a pro-American black nationalism. There's three black nationalist groups today. The Nation of Islam, but these guys, this is Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, but you have to understand what they believe. They believe a black scientist, evil scientist, invented the white race for the purpose of destroying blacks because he was mad at his brothers and sisters. So he invented white people to destroy blackness. Now, they also believe that their God, Farad Muhammad, is flying here in a spaceship. And you hear that they're literally saying a spaceship is coming here? It'll be here, it's like in November. So maybe it's Farad Muhammad. But he's coming here for the sole purpose of destroying the white race and building a black utopia. So I don't think that's a pro-American black institution. The other one is the Black Panther Party. Okay, cool. They're black nationalists, but they're not American black nationalists because these guys are straight communists. They're Marxists. So you can't be an American and be a communist. And then the other group of black nationalists is Black Lives Matter, but they just prove themselves to be grifters, con artists. So you got to develop your own black nationalism. So, like, you get the Sunday blacks, the Sunday barbecue blacks. You get, a nice, healthy, family-orientated black nationalism community, and they put it nice where they can live around other people. They'll live around the Chicanos. They'll live around the blacks. The Indians and the whites can come around, live anywhere around here. That'll be nice. We have of course, you're never going to get rid of this, thug ones. So we're going to have to hide them. But that's a uniquely American culture. They just got to be pro-American culture. And then we'll put them kind of out of the way in Alabama or something. Now we got the Sporto Blacks. These guys, these are most entertaining. Everybody loves watching the Sporto Blacks on TV. Let's put them somewhere nice, a little Well, that's a little too redneckish. Let's put them down. Yeah, let's put them in Miami. Actually, they'll be happy down in Miami. It's nice there. Then we got like militant black. That's what we're talking about. Militant black, but they're American black nationalists. They can go wherever they want. And of course, everybody wants the smart, super smart blacks build themselves their own Wakanda. Let's get something nice going for them. So that's it, guys. That's how it's done. You have to have black nationalism, white nationalism, Chicano nationalism, the red man nationalism. We have to build our communities together, separate but together, to defend against the third world communist Islamic left wing lunatics who want to conquer us. So we build our own little unique. I got the white man, white knights, and the cowboys, and some Indians. Go back to old school Indian. Go back to the casino Indians. Let me pick a Mexican. These are the gardeners and the restaurateurs. Everybody wants to eat there. Let's put them in a crowded area. How about these? These are kings. But where's my favorite one? The Cholos. Put them down here in El Paso. Where's El Paso, Texas? Put them there. But you pick your own nationalist, pro-American group, and we repel the third world communist Islamic left-wing lunatics. All right, guys, don't forget, watch me fight. Download Fight TV. Resist and assist. I'm out.